It's interesting. I've been very, very fortunate to have a career where I've done multiple things in my life, but I've always started a company and brought it to success and asked God to bless it for me. Then I was volunteering for a church on the technical team in Southern California. God tapped me on the shoulder and asked me to do what He wanted me to do. At first, like most people in the Bible, I said, I'm the least prepared to do this. And He says, don't worry, I got this. Started up the company, and a couple years later, we needed to grow. By that time, I had become part of a design build firm, designed and built architecturally churches around the country. Then a mutual friend connected through that company introduced me to Mike.
In my journey, I had been in technical production for most of my career and had kind of wrapped up my time. I knew my time was ending at a church and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And I remember telling my wife one time in just a few months before I heard from Scott, that what I wanted my next job to be was to be able to work for an architectural firm that built churches as the in-house AVL integrator. And then one day I was out for a walk and my phone rang, number didn't recognize, so I let it go to voicemail, and it turned out to be Scott. And he left me a voicemail that said, hey, it's Scott. I know we've met a couple times, and I don't know if you know this or not, but my company, my AVL company, has been bought by this architectural firm, and we need a guy to do exactly what I told my wife, and only my wife, about. And so I called him up and I said, hey, this sounds fascinating, tell me more. And we chatted for a while. I was in the parking lot of Trader Joe's at the time. And he tells me he literally explained the job that I was looking for. Yeah, then I went up to the office, we had coffee, and we just hit it off, and we've been working together kind of ever since.
Yeah, and as a result, we were able to grow the company to a point where actually it was a little too big for the organization we were a part of. So then we launched it as Vantage Pro. God then continued to bring people in that really embraced the vision of what we're trying to accomplish here. And we brought in some amazing church experts who come out of the church, know all about building and putting together great systems and caring for people genuinely. We just pray every day that God puts us in the way of the right churches to serve, and He has been incredibly faithful as a result. Every day is more and more fun. So a guy who I never intended to meet and probably wouldn't get along with normally in the real world has become somebody I can't live without, either personally or professionally. So that's the origin story, and we look forward to what it becomes and telling you more along the way.